congratulations to all of you who did really well, and to all of you who didn't. That just sucks. That sucks after having put in so much effort through the entire school year to do all that AP classwork, only to then not do so well on the AP exam. And now, I'm sure the question you probably have in mind is, okay, well, do the universities really need to know how I did? Okay, does the university need to know I failed my AP, I didn't get the college credit, etc.? So now, with all of that in mind, what happens if you failed an AP exam? So in terms of APs, if you didn't do so well, it's okay. In fact, I failed my AP Lang exam and it sucked, but you know what? My writing skills, I had such a great teacher. And my writing skills completely shot up that year. If you'd compared my 10th grade writing, because that's when I took AP Lang, to even the year before, there was a vast difference. It could have been written by two different people. But yeah, I didn't get the college credit for it. What story are you telling around this failure? So option number one is to just share your score. Just tell them how you did. But you have to frame it correctly. In the entire college applications process, what most people don't realize is that it's not necessarily about the activities that you did, it's about how you talk about what you did. All right, and it's the same thing whether it's a win or if it's a loss. Maybe you find somewhere in your application to talk about it. Sure, you might not have done well in the AP, but you know what? Maybe that's the class you learned how to be resilient, and maybe that's a class where you really learned you upped your skills in whatever that subject is. Maybe that's the class where you learned what it means to be able to study, to actually be able to take notes and organize yourself systematically and then execute on whatever, maybe it was a writing essay, maybe it was this test, whatever project, etc. So think about the lessons you've learned in that class and then emphasize those. Don't look at this loss over here. Instead, look at all the wins you had in this entire year. If it's just one score that you didn't do so well on, leave it alone. You can mention it in your application, but you don't have to you don't have to give it any airtime. Just move on. Option number two is to just not share it. While it's not common, there are students who take the AP class because it is the higher level class. So students take the class, but then they choose not to take the AP exam because maybe they don't feel ready for it. So unless you just have one of those high schools that connects everything and pulls it together and puts it on your transcript, university has no way of knowing what you scored, how you did on the AP exam. So you could just not list it out. It sucks when you fail an AP exam. I do remember that. I have been through that.